Hi, right, okay, this is my first ever YouTube video on XPlane. So my name's Pilot Mike and I have recently just got my license to fly the Cessna 150, which is kind of what this aircraft is, the Cessna. So in theory, I can fly this plane in real life, so I thought it would be an interesting experiment to find out if I know what I'm doing on XPlane, find out exactly how realistic this simulator is, and also I think it'll probably improve the flying that I do. So here we go. I'm going to skip the checks and I'm going to skip the realism of it for this first one and basically just have a go and just see what happens. So let's have a look at the scenery that I chose. I chose an airport in the Swiss Alps. I'm still learning the keys as well. Let's see if I go. This is external camera, and I can move around. There's my little Cessna. And this is the airport that I'm at. Do you know, this is amazing because I used to play flight sims when I was a kid. I didn't really play the realistic ones, I played the military ones where you got to shoot things and have fun doing dogfights and stuff like that. But this is completely different. This is more like a realistic flight sim, which is, hopefully, it'll help me to improve my flying. And when I'm also going to simulate a lot of the flights that I actually do in real life. So I've got the Yorkshire maps and I've got the airfields saved, and then what I'm going to do is simulate those flights. Anyway, without further ado, what do I need? I need 10 degrees of flaps. So what you would need to do is come down here and go to the flaps. Turn that on, thank you very much. I have set up the joystick, which I'm using, just this old cheap joystick, and I've set up a button to do the flaps on the stick, but for now I'll do it in the cockpit. Mixture is rich. Trim is set to neutral. So in theory, what I need to do now is take the parking brake off and throttle up. I do have a throttle on this stick, and get to flying speed. So I'm going to have to yaw slightly to the right to counter the torque of the propeller, which is pulling me to the left. And as soon as I get into the green arc, I should have takeoff speed. Pull up. And there we go. We have takeoff. And we're flying. How does this look? Oh, that does look nice. Flying in the Alps. Okay, when we get to 200 feet, I didn't set the altimeter. I did notice that it's set probably for sea level. So what were we at? About 7,500 feet perhaps? Okay, I'm needing to trim the aircraft now. If I take my hands off, the aircraft is pulling up. So what I need to do is trim the aircraft down. The trim wheel is this thing here. But to do that on the computer, obviously that's not feasible on a flight sim. However, it has worked. So I have set up some buttons on the flight stick in order to do the trim. So let's try and get that trimmed. Okay, that's not worked. I have pressed the wrong button. Go on. There we go, that's a bit better. We're flying. We're off in the Swiss Alps. So let's take the flaps up. Now that we have enough altitude, that's going to drop my nose. So let's trim again for that. Got the trim. Nicely trimmed. There we go. Right, let's try a turn. I'm going to take the power down. Bank to the left. 15-degree bank. And slowly pull it around. It's a nice balanced turn. Does anyone see the airfield? Ooh, we got slowdown on the system. I think there's the airfield there. Is that dead ahead on the nose? Let's level it off. Yeah, that's the airfield. Oh, okay, I see where I am. Right, let's try and land this into the same direction I took off from. Plan this out. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop ascending, and I'm going to come in, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to try and come in straight onto the downwind leg and do a base leg, turn in for final approach and see if I can land it. It's take a while to get to the airfield. Let's have a look around as I'm doing this. In fact, I'm going to need to trim it. That is not the right button. There we go. Right, let's trim. Let's trim before I crash into that village. That'll do. Right, let's have a look at... Oh, okay, so that external camera just stays put. Whoa, that doesn't look good. I'm going to have to jump back into the cockpit. I am very, very low for this circuit now. Crikey, I certainly have up to this circuit faster. This is a weird approach as well because there's a lot of terrain. I need a bit more speed, I think, a bit more power. A lot more power. Yeah, this is... I haven't factored in for this mountain, which is going to be very dangerous. How would you come in at this airfield with this mountain here? Well, this is one of those things where it can be easier in real life because you can just turn your head and look out the side window. Right, I'm going to turn in. Fairly steep turn, please. Oh dear, that does oh, that looks very concerning, and says my airspeed. I got full power and I've got the stall warning. Incredible. I think I've chosen a tricky airfield to land at for my first ever attempt. I am certainly coming down. Right, where are we? Okay, now it's time. Now I think what I'll do is I'll turn in, I'll smash some flaps on. Let's do a steep turn in. I'm in the flat limiting speed, so oh man, this is a proper mess. Okay, let's take the power off. And I've put, that'll be 10 degrees of flaps. Another, I'm going to have to trim this. Let's get that nose down. It's just really bad. I think I'd be aborting this landing if it were... Okay, yeah, we're going to have to go around. This has not worked at all. Not worked at all. I am totally not trimmed at all. Crikey, what have I got? 40. I haven't even got full flaps on. I think I need to pull that down. Come on. Okay, that's trimmed a bit better. Let's take the flaps up one notch. Let's try and trim it so I'm not struggling with this so much. No, I do not want to file a flight plan at this point in time. Hit the trigger button. There we go, that's trimmed better. Now I'll take my final stage of flaps off. Not too bad, right. Crikey. That was a disaster. Let's have a look. What I think I'm going to do is approach from this side next time. I think I'll just do a turn right into final and try and get myself onto that approach. So let's turn it around now, a 180. Steep turn. Don't want to keep my eye on my airspeed. Oh. Stall warning's going off like crazy. Of course, when you're turning in a steep bank, your stall speed increases. Right, let's try and get in at this. I'm sure I can line it up better now. What threw me was the mountain there. It's on the other side. It's just, I guess I'd have to be a lot higher. My circuit was far too short. I'd need a lot longer circuit. That's because I've been impatient, and I'm doing that because I'm on a flight sim and not doing it for real. Right, at this point I'm going to put my first level of flap on. Let's turn it in. I think I can have another stage of flap, please and thank you. Right, that's lined up a lot nicer. I am losing a lot of speed though. We want to be landing about 60 knots really. I'm coming in slow and I don't think I'm going to make it. Let's put some more speed on to get there. I am fighting it, but it is looking better. I'm still slow. Come on, let's get in. Let's get in. Oh man, this is a lot easier in real life. There's no wind either. There's no reason why I should be banking like this. Foot pedals might help. Oh, can I flare it out? Oh. Come on, I think I've got it. Whew. There we go. Successfully landed. Thank God my real flying isn't like that. Yeah, let's put the brakes on. And that concludes my first ever flight. I wonder if I can stop the engine. If I pull the mixture out. Oh, there you go. Engine stopped. Right, okay, that's my first ever... That's not my first ever takeoff, that was my first ever landing attempt. Yeah, so certainly got a lot to learn on this simulator, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for joining me, and I think in the next video I'll probably start going through the simulator tutorials so that I've got a chance to understand exactly how to actually use this simulator. But yeah, stay tuned for the next one. Thanks.